Hi, this is Brandon from Modular Racks, and we're going to take a look at a really good bike rack for the Rad Power bike. Now, the Rad Power bikes, as you might notice, have a little bit of a unique form factor in that they're a small diameter wheel, wide wheel, with drop frame step-throughs in some of their options. Essentially, this is one of the crazier shaped bikes that you possibly would have to put on a bike rack, and on top of it, they're very heavy, especially when you start accessorizing with some of their baskets and panniers and accessory battery packs. These bikes can get in excess of 70 pounds, so you need something with a high capacity. So we're going to be looking at the Yakima OnRamp bike rack, which is what they're rigged to at the moment. Now, the OnRamp has a capacity of 66 pounds per bike, so you want to make sure that if you're exceeding that, you do the basic things which you can do to make a bike lighter, especially an electric bike. Pull your battery out, it's a lot of your weight, and that will hopefully get you back down into that range. If your accessories still bring the bike above that weight, well, you may have to start removing a couple of the more removable accessories before you start hauling. Alright, so this bike rack is suitable for a bike with a 3¼ inch wide fat tire. That's essentially the wheel cup size that it's being predicted for, and that's as much strap as they give you. You can see that the straps have to be passed through and around the wheel here, and they want them to pull a little bit towards the center of the bike rack. That helps keep your bike from walking back and forth on this axis, which it's going to move a little bit, but that's kind of normal. You can't have things 100% fixed. So we had challenges with these bikes because the panniers were super wide on them. So we needed a bike rack with a large center-to-center spacing, and it turns out that the Yakima OnRamp has one of the highest center-to-center bike spacings on the rack. The other challenge was they wanted to put it onto a GMC 3500 truck. Now, a 3500 truck, there's nothing wrong with that, except for you get a very large-sized hitch, a 2½ inch, which is essentially a ½ inch bigger than you'd usually see on an SUV. And that they sleeve down using a collar for a bike rack, and the collar just slips in. So one of the things we need to be cautious of was not using a tool-free bike rack, because tool-free bike racks, they use a clamping system that expands inside the collar. Well, if you expand inside the collar that is just slipped into the outer collar, then you're still not actually attached to the vehicle. You'll still be able to slide it straight out. So we needed a anti-rattle system that was essentially a bolt that pinned in through the side and went through the collars and then into the bike rack. So this is still an anti-rattle bike rack, and everything is attached together nice and securely. Alright, so the other neat thing about the Yakima OnRamp is that it has an integrated ramp system with it, hence the OnRamp name. And essentially this is moved around. There's a little tab up here, clip it in, drop it on, and now you can roll your bike on, or in this case off of the rack, which is important when your bike is potentially just short of 70 pounds. So this is Yakima's OnRamp bike rack. This is our choice for carrying two of these Rad Power bikes because A, they're quite heavy, so we need the 66-pound capacity of this bike rack, and also in this particular application we have a 2½ inch hitch receiver on the vehicle, which means we needed to select an anti-rattle attachment that would be compatible with that oversized receiver. It just basically means you can't use the tool-free design ones, so this is an excellent choice. There are a lot of different ways of carrying heavy bikes and a lot of different heavy-duty bike racks. In this particular application, we're going to select the Yakima, but if you have any questions about what bike rack might be right for your combination of vehicle and bikes, please do be in touch with us at Modular Racks.